Hey, good afternoon. It's Rick here from Rock Island on 29 July. So, anyways, I want to talk about something that is, well, it's kind of laughable and pathetic at the same time. Kind of touched base on this several weeks ago, but I'm just going to piggyback on it because of something that happened, I think it was yesterday or the day before. So, the Republicans brought about the reality of the disintegrating capabilities of our president, okay? Mentally and physically. And so the Democrats got all upset on the Congress floor. Well, hey, reality is reality. The cognitive skills of the man leading this country are very much in question. You don't want to deal with reality? Then you get the shit show that's happened in the last 2.5 years is going to be worse. Look, you can't tell me that the left wing doesn't realize the problems Joe Biden have right now. He's got a lot of problems. He can't comprehend things very well. He has trouble reading teleprompters. He has physical issues. A lot of that's not his fault per se. He's an older gentleman and he's not aging. He's having signs of dementia. Some people don't have them at all in their life. Some people have them at different times. That I'm not faulting him for. I fault him for his policies, which I disagree with. But as far as his physical and mental issues, that's something that happens naturally to a lot of people as they get older. The problem is it's time to realize the reality. This is leading a country, the most powerful country and influential country in the world. This is not the manager of some grocery store, okay, that's having issues and it's kind of funny. No. The left wing knows this man has issues. They know it. They're not that stupid. The left-wing leaders know what Joe Biden's about. But it's their advantage to keep this man in office as long as they can. Because if this guy can continue to stay in office, maybe even the next term, and I'll put a caveat to that, the longer he's in, the more they get to groom whom they want under him. And to just push this Marxist socialist regime as long as it can. But it is very difficult to actually believe this man is going to have the skills, cognitive skills to last, not just through the end of this term, but another 4 years. That's 5.5 years from now. Because see, when you get signs of forgetfulness and dementia, which I've seen in little bit of spurts in my own mother right now, little bit of forgetfulness and different people I've seen, it doesn't get better. It's not going to get better. So to think this guy can actually do another term, a whole 5.5 years. See, the thing is, that lends to the theory, which I think is very true, that I hold and a lot of people on the right hold, that this guy's not really pulling the strings. He's a puppet. Okay? There's no way this guy has a comprehension. He can't even read and make full sentences half the time. There's no way you would actually... You're going to logically trust a person like that? I mean, I wouldn't even trust this person if he was a manager, if he was my boss at a regular work. Never mind something that's so incredible, a country with a lot of things going on right now in this world, not just with us, but around the world. Russia, Ukraine, China. And you're going to put the most influential fulcrum of that, the United States of America, supposedly in the hands of a man who's got mental and physical issues and think it's no big deal? Think for a second here. Look, I'm going to caveat a couple things. Okay. The left, every time something comes out, the cocaine, and Hunter Biden had a coke issue. We know that. Yet, they don't know whose it was. Every time there's something to do with the left wing, what have they always done in the last couple of years? They start attacking Trump again. It's so pathetic, it's so obvious. Every time there's something they want to take away from the limelight, oh, let's go back after Trump. You're not going to be able to do that very shortly, one way or the other, another year and a half. Either Trump wins or Trump loses and goes away forever. Either way, you're going to have to deal with reality. Either way. You can keep him as your whipping boy. See, here's the thing. The left is very scared of Trump right now. Why do you think you do all this? If he was insignificant, why would you keep doing this? They keep doing this because they're scared that he actually has a legit chance to win, which I'm 50-50 on. I don't know if I'll tell you this, I don't think any other Republican candidate has an actual chance to win. I really don't. The only one that would have a chance would be Trump this time around. I don't think any of the other people, although I like some of them, had the legit funding or the background. I don't think they're going to actually be able to win the election. And the left knows that. So the left is hammering on Trump to continue to put in minds of people that he's bad and we can't vote for him. Because they know if he gets in, all these Marxist ideals that are being put in by this president in his regime are going to be reversed, okay? Just like Trump did a wonderful job of reversing Obama's wasteful 8 years. And this country was teeming physically, financially, I mean. They were doing fine. Till COVID, this country the interest rates were down, prices of everything were down. Everybody was gaining. Look at 2.5 years in equal record time what this administration has done. And they're scared that their agendas are going to be pressed out if Trump comes in. So that's why they're hammering him. Because they're scared of him. They won't admit it. No lefty admit it, but they are. Which leads me to my last point. Okay? If you're a left-winger and you voted for Biden, nothing personal against you, but here's the thing. Did you expect that in 2.5 years there'd be a shit show of financial mess in this country that there is right now? Did you think when you voted for him back in, 2.5 years ago or so, it was a little before that because of the election, did you think at this time you'd have record inflation in 30 plus years, 40 years actually? The prices of everything, vehicles, everything just skyrocket, food, everything, to the point, did you think that? No, you didn't. And if you say you did, you're lying to yourself, to other people. No, you didn't. And if you sit there and say, I don't care, all you care about is your woke values and your abortions and your Pride Month and all that shit, that's the only thing that's important to you. Just think about this really quick. If you plan on voting for this man again if he runs. Just think about this really quick. The bulk of the Americans in this country are middle class and lower middle class. That makes the bulk of Americans, the bulk of the population. Guess who's taking it on the chin right now? That population. The middle class and the lower middle class are getting destroyed financially. And it continues to get destroyed financially if this regime continues to go in. Oh, if you have a lot of money, I'm not saying rich, but if you have a lot of money and a lot of savings and you're older and you made investments and you were lucky or you did great things, you made a lot of money, a lot of you don't care. And guess what? It's not just about you. Or if you're a young person out of college who's told to hate everything in this country, hate Trump, hate this, and whites are racist and all this nonsense, if that's the young people that are getting out of college don't know life. They've never known what it was before. They just know what the media tells them. So they're going to vote for Biden or whoever's in there. But they have no idea what they're doing to their future. They have no idea. They think handouts and freebies are the way to go. They have no idea. But you who know, who are a little older, you vote for this man or this regime, even if it's another person that has the same type of regime. Like I said before, this is not your father's Democrats. There's a reason why they don't want Kennedy at all. They're trying to blackball him. He's an old school Democrat. This is not the Kennedy of the 60s, of FDR. This is a very extreme left liberal. Extreme. If you vote for this type of regime again, you are screwing the middle class. This regime came in under Biden and said, we're going to do everything we can to help the middle class. Well, quite the opposite has happened, and I knew it. And I knew it. Because that's what a Marxist regime does. And that's what's happening now. They're messing the middle class really up. Just think about that. Because you've been told to hate Trump and hate this and hate that one. And just for that reason alone, you're going to vote for this, knowing full well what's happening economically. I'm sick and tired of this economics. Okay? My brother's delayed buying a house in Florida because of the prices the way they are. I probably would have had my final home 2 years ago. But instead, I'm going to hold out and see if anything happens in a couple of years. All on hold because I don't want to overpay, overspend, get charged big financial because of this administration. It wasn't like that before. And this is what you're going to vote for again? This is what you want to give to the people of America? Just because you want your abortions and your woke ideals? You're going to screw the mass majority of Americans in day-to-day living? I know many people who are suffering right now, friends of mine, who are massively suffering. Some of them don't know if they'll be able to keep their house. This was never an issue last administration, but it is now. And it's not going to get any better. And this is what you're going to do, just to spite, just because you're told to hate this one and hate that one. You're going to pay for it. Because if you continue having this type of administration, we're all going to pay for it. Free this, free that. There's nothing free. Nothing is free. I said that before. Nothing. So that's my talk for the day. Back to the original point. This man has cognitive issues. It's been brought up. It doesn't take Einstein to see it. And he's leading the most powerful country in the world. All right? I don't want him being impeached or anything like that, which is never going to happen anyways. Nothing's going to happen to left wing. They've talked about it. Nothing. I just want him to leave after 4 years. Step down. Okay? Step down. The Pope, not the one before this Pope, Benedict, realized he was sick and getting old. He stepped down for the better. Because he realized he couldn't do it anymore. Now it's time for this man to realize he can't lead this country anymore. And that's not embarrassing to say you're getting old and have issues. Do what's good for this country. You don't have the cognitive skills to lead a bake sale right now. So it's Rick here. I hope you have a great day. God bless.